Hey, good to see you. How you doing? All right. So I was saying, I can't believe I forgot that. So I was saying yesterday, I didn't stream, and I sort of conked out around about 6:20, and I laid down. And then I woke up. It was like 10:30, and I was like, "Oh crap." I know it was a lucky day. I wanted to have something to say about luck and numbers, because I'm that weirdo freak boy. Uh, but I looked at the stream and there was nothing in the chat. So not yesterday because I didn't stream yesterday. So yesterday was Tuesday. So Monday I looked at the stream. There was nothing in the chat, and I said, "All right, well, I just will end it here." Am I thinking about the right day? Yeah. Um, and I thought I had a short stream because there was no one in the chat. And I went back and looked at it, and there were people in the chat, but it didn't register on my end. And you were in the chat, William, and I was like, "Oh, all right, well, I guess I'll see you in the next time." But nothing came up. That's why I put that dot there just to see if this whole thing is weird. Um, I keep saying we're leaving. I keep saying it. I feel like I'm a beat up old girlfriend. Okay, so I've just been noodling and trying to learn the fretboard. The fretboard. A couple of things. There's a new variant. Do we want to cut more lights on? There's a new variant. Um, Do me a favor, William. Hit to type something in the chat. I just want to, cause I really do. I'm gonna have to resubscribe to you, aren't I? Uh, Subscribe. Yeah, I have to resus. Yes, on Monday. Huh. Here's the thing about doing streams. Sometimes I hate to say it, but sometimes they begin to blend together. Um, Especially as much as we stream, right? That's why that sounded like that. All right. Let's put this over here. Cut this off. All right. So this woman that they're talking about giving, I'm not gonna cut more light on. I'm gonna tilt this. I'm gonna tilt this. This woman who they're interested in for the Supreme Court, this black lady. She's atypical of what the problem is in the Democratic Party and the black community writ large, and in the justice system, right? It's this cynicalness. Hey, we got this black person and we got a lady. We cover two bases. Get in there, girl, and do what we tell you. There's a lot of that going on here. Um, Other people, just like it's my larger assessment, I guess, about the AOC thing, right? Yeah, she's a maverick to win the seat, but now she's got to play ball with the rest of these dill holes to get anything done, or they'll give her no committee seating, or they won't help fund her, give her money from the Democratic National Committee to give her money to stay there. And my whole thing is, if you can't raise money to stay in Congress, you shouldn't be there. So there should be no Democratic National Committee or any Republican National Committee. It's bullshit. It's all these things that keep people out of their government, right? This is what they do. They keep you angry at each other while doing nothing, quite frankly, but getting rich. Some of the worst people in the world are allies to America. Helicopter crash, Miami Beach. Next day, police copter crash, Newport Beach, killing policemen. Wow, really? I didn't know that. I thought that there was a storm. Was it because of the storm? What is going on with my mic? Hold on. Was it because of the storm? We're gonna look that up. Um, but yeah, I was really furious, and I'm like, first of all, who is she? Right? There's a ton of lawyers that you could put on the bench. I didn't even know that. But the guys in Miami, I don't think anybody died. Right? They were close to the beach. I think they were about 50 yards offshore, and everybody was able to get to them and help them. Helicopter crash, and it wasn't caused by the weather. Helicopter crash. How about okay? Let's. How about this? Police helicopter. Video captures deadly police helicopter crash in California 2 days ago. Newport Beach is in California? I thought, how many Newport beaches are there? Because there's one in North Carolina. Huntington Beach PD killed in helicopter crash 3 days ago. 14-year veteran. Pilot reported mechanical issue before police helicopter. Nose first. Yeah. Here's the problem. This is the price of technology, right? I mean, all human history, man wanted to fly. Now we get to fly, but oh man, my nose is a mess. My face is a hot mess. Now that we do get to fly, we're gonna have. Look, I don't like flying. Uh, and I know that's ridiculous. I know thousands of planes right there now. Thousands are about to take off. Thousands are about to land. Right. It's a rarity that they do crash. Right. But just so drunk on movies and books and all this other stuff that it's. And I've been on planes before. Don't get. I mean, and multiple times. I've never enjoyed it. Um, there's moments of wow, this is awesome. Look at this view from up here. Right. Oh wow, look at us coming in. This is amazing. But for the most part of it, I'm uncomfortable and I feel unnatural, and I don't like the canned air. And on top of this, with me anyway, every time I get off a plane, I get sick. It's the canned air. It's breathing everyone else's recycled air. Um, the air is not clean. I mean, the cabin is pressurized, right? They're not letting air from the outside in, and while keeping it under pressure, right? Um, Not for me. Having said that, super safe, but you're gonna get sad occurrences like this. I remember, I want to say the last time someone in the New York City Police Department died in a helicopter crash, it was fairly recent. I think it was in the, I think it was, I want to say mid 2000s, right? Because then before that, it was somewhere in the 80s, and before that, it was somewhere. Good Lord, all right. They made us memorize this, and I forgot it. It was a long time ago. Why am I even looking up? It's not even. Is it germane to the conversation? I'm trying to look up. In my head, I guess I'm trying to run through a loose average. I guess is what I'm looking for. Uh, NYPD helicopter crash. Helicopter crash on top of Manhattan building in afternoon, killing 8 pilots. When was this? Helicopter crash June 10, 2019. Mace Hart landing on top of a building. Airport source helicopter crash Riverside, October 2011. Yeah, helicopter crash in New York City. Four believed killed as police copter and plane crash over Brooklyn. 83. Yeah, 1983. I remember one of these. There was also a crash. Two planes crashed. Oh, this is before I lived there. Over Park Slope, Brooklyn, uh, and rained down police parts and bodies and shit in the 70s. Set stuff on fire, killed some people on the ground. Wide area of just kind of like bodies on roofs that could be seen with just kind of like the random average of crazy. Because usually when it happens, it's sort of not in a populated place as well, right? It's in the water, it's in the desert. It's a hard landing at an airport, right? You don't get a plane crash into a city, right? Largely because a lot of these things are no fly zones, right? Especially after 9/11, right? Uh, but even then, New York has like four airports: LaGuardia, Kennedy, Newark, and all right, what's that other airport? Good lord, man, you're a mess tonight. And Kennedy, LaGuardia. Hold on, wait, did they change the name of the airport? JFK, New York Skyport. That's for helicopters. Yeah, but no one goes there. JFK, LaGuardia. Well, okay. Are we not counting? Well, I said Newark. Didn't I say that? But that's in Jersey. All right. I'm sorry. I apologize. Uh, E EWR is Errorwild, right? Errorwild. What is Error? Da, 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 da. Airport, New York City. LJ. Yeah. See, that's okay. I was two in New York and one in New Jersey. Newark Liberty International Airport. Newark Liberty. Is that the name of that airport? All right, I'm down a rabbit hole. I apologize. I'm sorry. Newark Liberty. All right. Okay. All right. That's fine. Why did I know that? I should have known that. Why would I have known that? I just went on a rant about not wanting to fly. Why would I know about? Yeah. Okay. No, I think I'm clear on that one. But no, I don't know about that because I grew up in the place. Shouldn't you? It's not like it's Newark Liberty. I think that's my fault. I think I should have known about Newark Liberty. Doy, oh boy. Um, Here's the thing I noticed. Uh, I wanted to read to you. Actually, you know what? I took a screenshot of it because I was like, I'm going to talk about this because this bleeds into my uh healthy children are more healthy with hard things in the house, and I know I have some ladies who are just kind of like, what the ever loving. All right, where's that Pentagon? Here it is, Pentagon. This is from now, mind you, you read everything, you take it with a grain of salt, but you should consider the source as well, right? Like the Pentagon is a reputable source, I would say, right? I would say that. Would you say the Pentagon is a reputable source? Um, we're not asking for war shit because they lie to us about that all the time. But generally, what happens is when a report is put together, it's it's beautiful, it's spot on. Then the bureaucrats get it. They start wiping shit out and editing out shit and deleting shit and classifying shit. But generally, they gather all information. They ask all parties. They make the right assumptions. The Pentagon. I would say that they're a credible organization. I would absolutely say that they're a credible organization. All right. And I just told you why I think that. Pentagon. There you go. Yeah, we're reading this story. We are gonna put this up. Sorry, I'm beginning to giggle already. I don't mean to giggle. Um, yeah, we're gonna do this thing. Let's do this thing. This. All right. See, the thing now is now, like I used to worry about that. Now I have issues with the chat. Ooh, woo-hoo-hoo. All right. Yeah, cha. All right. So this story said the Pentagon said Nintendo generation has weak skeletons. Right. That makes sense. I'm always on a rant about like boys should be climbing trees and doing daring shit. Right. We all test ourselves, and it shouldn't be just about video games. I mean, because after I get off this stream with you guys, I'm gonna go into the world of Bannerlord and see if I can save a campaign. Man, of January, February, March. Of course, the end of March is the end of the first quarter. Um, I'm not doing too well. The first quarter is looking really dismal. I look forward to the second quarter, the third quarter, and the end of the year to really shore up this streaming thing. I should have been on Twitch and streaming games, and it's just been. I don't have a tight schedule yet. It's just a mess. I was talking to my homie. Um, Midnight streams after midnight, but then I'll do that, and then I'll come back to. I don't. I have no idea. I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm doing something. Right? We'll figure it out. Um, Pentagon said Nintendo generation has weak skeletons. Uh, I mean, don't get me wrong, video games is great, but you still have to get out in the world and do some stuff. Push ups, hit a bike ride. I mean, you used to have friends and playing the streets, stickball, baseball, football, basketball, that kind of stuff. In the '80s, they had a skateboard generation, right? But somehow people have started to do less and less and less, and now everybody's not everybody, but a good percent of people have weak skeletons because they don't use their bodies. It really is. Yeah, I saw that, but this is the dumb shit of people, right? Like, who's not gonna know that you took her card, and was sent to her house, so people. I mean, people are just broken. I mean, people aren't even trying to get away with crime anymore. They're just lashing out at everyone and everything at all intervals for all manner of indiscretions. Everybody's a diva. Everybody's an angry gangster. Everybody's full of shit. So yeah, this is what I'm saying. If you don't want to end up that person, he should have picked up good like guitar a year ago, because now he's about to do 70 years in prison over dumb shit. Killed this woman for what? For what? Yeah. Uh, let's read this. And this is all part of that. I tell you, look, you want to hear some stuff? It may be unpopular to say, but sometimes the hand that rocks the cradle is a really messy thing, right? I don't really know much about this guy's background, but from this way this sounds, I've seen it 1,000 times. Um, yeah, it starts with your home life. Now he killed some woman. That'll show the world, right? It doesn't make any sense. All right, here we go. According to U.S. Army major, according to a U.S. Army major, America's youth are living a sedentary life that makes them fragile, prone to injury, and harder to successfully and easily transition from civilian life to military. The news comes from an official press release posted on the Defense Visual Information Distribution Service, a hub of official pictures, videos, and news published by the Pentagon. Why are you surprised by this? Why are you surprised by this? I'm not surprised by this. All the toys and the trinkets to keep your baby safe in the house, right? All this killing their spirits so the parents can feel better about themselves. You get a squishy generation of people. That doesn't, I mean, Nobody's saying they're bad or immoral. I'm just saying they're squishy, right? And it's like a lot of that happened with the same advent of like the rise of all these people who were into these ultra marathons, people who run 100 miles. I once knew this woman who ran 100 miles, and she out on the outside she was together, but she ended up doing weird shit, dumb stuff, rolling around with everybody at work. She ended up marrying like her professor was looking over her. You know, I mean, is there no line? And this is the thing: a lot of these people are up their own skirt with their own importance, and then they teach their children to be up their own skirt with their own importance. But the world doesn't acknowledge that they're important at all, right? And then they grow up angry and upset, not knowing how to deal with, not knowing how to cope. Especially the boys. The boys are the worst, right? Because then the boys can react with violence, right? A broken girl will sleep with a lot of guys and blame men for her issues. A broken guy will run amok with a gun, right? But I will say a broken guy will hurt less people than a broken woman. Um, and then this breeds some paranoia, and I don't want anybody. Oh, my kids will be different. Stay in the house, play video games, don't go anywhere, don't do anything. Do kids even go to summer camp anymore? Right? All this hyper mothering has ruined a lot of these people. There's a lot of these ticking time bombs out there, right? So now you've got several levels of different ticking time bombs, right? You've got war vets who come back and snap because they're not given proper uh, mental health care, right? We've seen a couple of those. You've got people who are just broken. Parents broke them, right? I mean, so I mean, we don't need to read the whole thing, but the Pentagon says essentially the article titled "Why Today's Gen Z is at Risk for Boot Camp Injuries." Uh, Interviewed Army Major John Mark Thibodeau, a clinical coordinator in charge of medical readiness at Fort Leonard Wood in Missouri. We should look up who Leonard Wood was. When asked about the youth of today, Major Thibodeau was straightforward. Of course, he's military. The Nintendo generation soldier skeleton is not toughened by activity prior to arrival. Some of them break more easily, he said. Captain Lyndon Blond, an associate chief of physical therapy at Linwood, you made all these boys girls, right? Usually women had frail skeletons because generally women didn't run around, and muscle it up from the day they could run and crawl. Some kids run into walls and parents are like, oh my God, I can't believe he's fine. And then he just, keeps zipping off. Um, you just like some people just keep feeding their kid and make their kids fat, and then they grow up with a eating issue and all this. This is the same thing. You can ruin your kids in multiple ways. You can give them so much stuff that they never get to relax themselves. And then as soon as you're out of their lives, like they go off to college or something, and they have a moment to process what they want, they will. It depends on who gets to them first, because then someone else starts telling them shit. That is the truth. So if you teach them to follow nothing but orders, you better hope that someone noble runs across them, then they'll follow noble orders. But somebody's a drug knucklehead or a bum or just a wild individual, you're in for the rise, baby. Uh, you should protect them and teach kids how to make the best decisions, not the most convenient ones, but the best ones. A lot of manipulation going on here. All right. So yeah, I guess that's. Oh wow, I guess that's in the article. What's the next article? America's Army, the Pentagon video game uh, shuts down after 20 years. Yeah, it was 20 years. I heard it was a pretty good game. Learn medical skills from game. Yeah, you can learn stuff from game. It's still look, listen, it's still information, right? Just because they put the information in the game doesn't mean it's not good information. All right. So yeah, I guess that's that. Let your kids run, jump, and play. Didn't we say this a couple of days ago? I was like, if your kid can't climb a tree, if your kid can't climb a tree, or never has climbed a tree. Then all of a sudden, when he's like 25, when he should be fine at 25, 27, and he's in the park with his homies, have one beer, try to climb a tree, fall out the tree, break his neck, is in a wheelchair for everybody's going, oh, tragedy, tragedy. No, I could be stone drunk and get up a tree and down, right? This is not that hard. But because you've done it a couple of times, a couple of dozen times as a kid, you put it in your sense memory. I still hop fences like this and swing my feet over. Right? I used to be able to run and like leap it, but now I just kind of like. But now it takes a little more kind of pressing. But can I get over this one? So right, I used to be able to like heave myself over, but now it has to be a low gate. And by low gate, I mean maybe here, right above my waist, but about right here. I used to be able to hop a gate. Um, you get older, shit changes. Like you carry more weight, right? I don't run anymore. Well, I'm so I tell like I said, it is what it is. You got to get fit. You got to get your head in the game. Like you're preparing for something, but don't actually go all prepper and start preparing for shit. But like as if you're preparing for um a 3K, a 5K. You should always have a small, slight goal, and that's what I think people just sit down. Like I said, they come home from work and they veg in front of the TV to sort of numb the pain. They may drink too much. They may smoke too many J's, too much weed. They may perpetually be burning cigarettes. When what they should do is just go, wait a minute, I need to fucking reassess and see what is going on here and where it all went wrong. If it all went wrong, where it all went wrong. How far off my path am I? And how long I've been walking off the wrong path, kind of thing. No one ever reassesses. So people are unhappy, but no one ever looks at the reason why they're unhappy. Congress, all these politicians, they make everybody unhappy. I mean, we need a giant referendum. We still have race issues, really? And your whole thing is to do the thing you did in the 60s, put some black woman that will agree to let you perpetually rob everybody blind. Like, nobody, man, whatever. Whatever. Like, look, listen, the Democratic Party's in a lot of trouble. Uh, so all this, ooh, black holiday. Ooh, look, black lady. I promised a black lady, look, I'm gonna do it. For all you know, nobody's guaranteed tomorrow. For all you know, he'll pass away of a stroke tonight. And then what? Right? Oh my God, the whole thing is just ridiculous. Meanwhile, the people actually want shit that you're not even bringing up. So you took all this money, you're gonna you to fix the infrastructure, and that money goes into private hands. Private construction companies, construction firm, law firms to represent this. You're going to give it to city municipalities who will hire companies and blah, 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 and spread it amongst their friends and watch another fucking house fall down like the one in Miami. Was it Miami? One in Florida. I thought it was Miami. And no one got arrested. No one looked into it, and there's two of them. They made them evacuate the second one, but still, no one gets arrested. This is why they picked her. This is why they picked the rest of them. Everybody's talking about racism, but no one's talking about the courts. Are you kidding me? The fuck out of here. Um, you let somebody in jail, but you don't go back and talk to the judges or the prosecutor or the defense attorney who put them there for 30 years, then you are not serious. Ugh. All right. We've been streaming for half an hour. Bum, 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 bum. All right. So what are we gonna look at? We're not gonna look up murder. Ugh, that's hard. I mean, look, political murders. I get somewhere kind of why people are. I mean, that one I can just punt it. I wonder why they got into it. But some people just hate. Just like the cops are more likely to shoot a black guy first, right? It's like they're itching to do it. He was itching. Some people are idiots, and they once they get a gun, they're itching to use it. Any little beef just to show it, even if and they'll show it a couple of times, and then eventually they'll shoot somebody, or someone will shoot them. That's the game, right? But that mental uh, what's the word I'm looking for? That mental type uh, is looking a lot of the time to be important and to be gangster and not to be a good criminal. Because a good criminal, you'd never know that they were a criminal, right? They're just looking to be showy and ridiculous in the street. And then they do the thing, and then everybody comes looking for them so they can do 30 years for something that they probably should be doing 10 for. What really happened to Bob Saget? New details on his final hour. If no one can tell me, I saw him take a heavy. They're talking about the back of his shit was caved in. Like, but look, listen. Tall people fall a long way. So if he tipped over, and mind you, I've once fainted and fallen straight back. My knees didn't buckle. It's not like I collapsed this way, and I just fell straight back like a fucking tree. And before I knew it, I was on my back. I had been up for like 48 hours, and I was out drinking when this happened. It was like 3 in the morning, and but it put so much adrenaline in me. I stayed out drinking. Uh, but yeah, and he could have fell off and hit something, and then just was like, ooh, and just let me just lay down for a second, and then just kind of like, cause now I mean, well, they're talking about the thing we read said catastrophic. I was like, catastrophic. Who had a catastrophic hit and then goes late? Right. Normally you're fucked up and you can't move, and they find you on the floor because you fell and hit your head. But he was able to make it to bed. But he had just gotten out of the shower apparently, and it could have been a slip and fall thing. But yeah, they're talking about. I mean, maybe that's the wrong word they used, but catastrophic implies somebody hit you with a baseball bat, not like a good thump, and then you got like subdural hematoma going on, and then you end up with some brain bleeding. Before you know it, you mess with a nerve and get a blood clot, and then you die. Right? Uh, Ex cheerleader convicted after beer can DNA linked to killing of 3 women. This ought to be good. A former criminal justice major and college cheerleader was convicted in the killing of 3 Florida women who were working prostitutes more than 15 years ago against Robert Hayes, who was linked to DNA evidence. 3 victims, another killer in Palm Beach County, he had been working as a chef until his arrest. He killed 3 women. How do you explain your DNA? This is another thing about DNA and my paranoia. I'm very. Not everybody's getting my DNA. What do you want my DNA for? Um. Uh. Yeah. Yes. But that's the thing, right? People flush condoms, and they go, "Well, don't flush condoms, man. That's you got to throw those away." So then you put them in the trash. Do you take them with you? Sinister shit has happened, baby. Uh, I may have to check the chat again because the chat's not moving. All right. We'll see. We will definitely see. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Let's do this. Okay. Well, I'm gonna try anyway. Um. Okay. There is someone in the chat. I'm telling you, man, because last week, like a couple of days ago, you wrote like several things that didn't come up, and I was like, all right, well, I'm here alone. I should take off. The Batman, Robert Pattinson lives childhood dream on big screen. Really, is that why they do it? Childhood dream, or do they do it for the money? Again, they're always wanting to have you believe that everybody's your buddy and your friend. Watch this stuff. It's just a movie. and they want you to go to the movie. People went to see Spider Man. I used to like superhero movies, but now I just think that there are too many of them, and I just kind of I saw the Endgame, the last one or whatever it was, just to wrap the whole thing up, and I was done. I don't like, and so now there's a Spider Man movie, and I'm like, meh. And people are going to the movies. Like, why are you in a room with strangers smelling each other's smell for 2 hours? What's wrong with y'all? I get if it came out and you, but they want you to go to the movies, right? The movie experience, the this, the that, the blah, 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 blah. That's a lot of bullshit too. Your home system that you bought is just as good as a movie theater, and you don't get gouged on the popcorn. It's an industry. Excuse me. It's an industry they don't want to go away, but it looks like it's going to, because things change, right? Radio still terrestrial radio is still huge. It started out big in the 20s, the teens and 20s, and it's still going strong 100 years later. TV got popular in the 40s. I remember the 50s after World War II, and only the moneyed people had a TV. And somewhere around like I remember we had a good TV downstairs, and then TV became sort of cheap enough that we all got TVs in our room in the span of I want to say about 4 or 5 years. Um, it's like when flat screen monitors when they first came out, they were super expensive, and I had a tube monitor, and within 5 years, flat screens were ridiculously cheap for computers. Um, like TVs, right? Flat screen TVs, plasmas, $2,000 when it first came out. Now you can go get to Best Buy, get two of these flat screens for $300, and tie it to your PC or your Apple laptop. You got multiple screens, like it's a movie in the a James Bond movie villain, right? I've got fucking screens over here. There's three right there staring at you, right? And I'm looking at two. You know what I'm saying? It's the technology will shift on you, baby. Is all I'm saying. All right. Democracy betrayed. Why global democracy is in decline? Yeah, because everybody pimped it out and used it to get themselves rich, and got in bed with authoritarians and other knuckleheads, and now it's got no credibility. It's exactly what the Catholic Church did. Excuse my language, Catholic people, but they were just kind of like, we got this building ordinance, they ain't going nowhere, right? And then people took their eye off the ball, and other people ran roughshod in these corners and gave the whole look. The reputation of the Roman Catholic Church now is almost as if half of them did it and the other half knew about it and didn't do anything. Actually, no, a quarter of them did it. A quarter of them knew about it and didn't care. Another quarter of them uh, knew about it and tried to cover it up, and like the last quarter of them didn't know shit about it. It's got that kind of energy, right? That's like 75% of people knowing about it, and that can't be possible. That can't be possible. But you let it go, that this becomes what it looks like, right? And people will always now say mean things about the church and pedophilia because these people and and with the Boy Scouts too. Same such a scenario with the Boy Scouts. We'll always have that associated with because they did not, you know, attack it like they should have. Was your first TV color or black and white? My first TV was an old family TV, and it was black and white. Um, no, it wasn't. It was a color TV, but it was small. It was about this big, and I had it on the nightstand. So it wasn't a black and white TV. It was a color TV. It was around 1980. 1980. Yeah, might be a little earlier. Don't think so. Could be. I shared it with my brother. I give out a lot of my family information. I share the room with my brother, who hasn't. Um, who hasn't shared a room with my brother? Who hasn't shared a room with their sibling? Um, yeah, man. Another thing I rage about the fact that all these people have one child, right? They don't have any brothers and sisters to tell them to calm down or be cool or take it easy, or when they feel bad to call up and go, "Man, it's all right. Why don't you come and hang out with me and the wife and kids? The kids love you. You're their favorite uncle." And you go, "Yeah." Then you kind of get your head back in the game because you got family. Where a lot of them are going to be alone in the world, and in the world where no one gets married and everybody's a divorce maven. Look, remember, at the beginning of this pandemic, all these single mothers were like, "What the fuck am I gonna do about these kids? I have to go to work. I can't afford a babysitter." Others was like, "Holy fuck! I just got fired. How am I gonna feed these kids?" Right? You want to go blame the men, but you know your choices are your own, and you can't keep having these convenient bad guys. So this is one of the ways that that whole thing is undermined, right? I mean, family is important in multiple ways, and now that you have this global hot mess of a thing, it'd be nice to have like support since everybody's going through this, right? So your brother or your sister, you can talk to about it. Maybe get together, like to go to family retreat together, like whatever. But you have somebody to talk to and uh, bounce it off of. But people are alone in the world. No family, no friends, um, in desperate times. This is where we are. Meanwhile, the people on top are flush with cash, and so much so that they're giving them plane loads of it to foreign countries, while like American citizens, you know, homes collapse in on them. At it was like 2 in the morning when the building fell down, or that bridge that fell over in Minneapolis. I want to say, U.S. judge bans Martin Shkreli from running public companies. You can't do that though. This is the shit. I mean, you allow these judges to be kings, and the only one that they don't fuck with is politicians. So the place looks like it's a how the whole point of going to jail and getting out of that you paid your debt, right? I mean, you've let people do whatever they want with black people in the judicial system. Then they go, "Oh, now we don't have any racism, but we still like to do whatever the fuck we want in the judicial system." So not everybody's up to it, and this is part of you should have fixed it when you had a chance, right? Because now the corruption is endemic, and now it's for everybody. It's not just for those blacks. Well, it's not for everybody. It's not for the rich. Because to get this cushy job where you can be this arbitrary, I mean, the guy, I mean, you banned him from being on stock companies. You banned him from taking part in the stock market. Now you banned him from running companies. He can run what he wants. What if he starts a grocery that gets big and he wants to incorporate it? It becomes a point. He can't do that. You don't have the right to do that. He doesn't have the right to do that. Or she or whoever this is, man. These are the reasons why America doesn't work anymore. And why everybody's angry. Just like one cop can make a whole neighborhood miserable, one shitty judge can make a whole bunch, and especially doing it for like 30 years. So you will build up this animus about and it's not just the poor black people, right? The minorities. It's a lot of people, um, from all corners. Unfairness does not care about your age, sex, religion, or gender identification. You just get robbed. We're gonna take your land because we want to. Don't care if you're a lesbian or black or interracial or old or a nunnery or whatever. We want it. We're getting rich. And we got this judge who's in our pocket, and we're going to put him on the Supreme Court in 10 years. And you're sitting there going, I can't do anything. I hate these people. So then when something goes left and you get to take revenge, you show up for it. And revenge in whatever form revenge takes, right? Vote people out of office, I don't know. I don't know. That's what happened with that. His name was not English. Oh, what was his name? Um, he was calling the hot mic saying, I'm just here because I have to be here." And then his poll numbers cratered. And I want to say Jamal Bowman beat him in New York. He's a congressman. Elliot Engel, right? Um, and that's the revenge of everybody going, man, I'm looking for a reason to not vote for you. Now I'm not going to vote for you. People vote like sheep. They never look up. But if you insult them immediately, you lose that vote, right? They were sheep until you disrespected them. A doghouse struck by a meteorite has sold at auction. A doghouse struck by a meteorite. I hope the dog was okay. Mysterious fast radio burst traced to unlikely ancient part of deep space. I mean, all of deep space is ancient. I mean, good lord. And whatever you saw there, it's probably stopped existing 15 billion years ago. How about we clean up this place and stop looking for radio waves in places? I view this like human beings talking to ants. We don't do that. We can't do that. Maybe that's the place you should start. Versus looking for something to come here and chit chat with us like this is a Star Wars story. Look, what is it more likely to be? Is it likely to be a fungus that kills us, like the omega of the Andromeda strain? Is it likely to be a form of life that eats us, right? Like aliens, right? Now we're back in the. Is it a form of something like evolution, or like this weird fungus that changes its own thing and changes the biodiversity and will eat you if you get in it, right? Or is it going to be like Star Wars, where they show up in a spaceship and are like, "Hey, welcome to the great grand intergalactic neighborhood. Don't worry about it. We'll ferret you through." Or will they show up and be like the Europeans to everybody? Just like, "Ooh, wow, this place has water and some fresh air. We really love this. We're gonna kill all these little bipedal two army things that are around here because they're just all over the place." But they make cute animals, and sometimes they taste delicious. Meanwhile, we're trying to, like, could ants seriously kill you? I don't think they could. You would have to fall into a pit that you could not get out of, full of an infinite number of ants for that to happen. Um, yeah, well, I said that wasn't going to keep up. Remember, they were wiping down light switches and wiping down uh, shopping carts in grocery stores, golf carts, grocery carts, golf, wiping down shop. Excuse me, wiping down shopping carts at grocery stores, not golf carts at Kroger stores. Um, but all that went away because that's not the way the human animal gets down. Uh, so now, you know, I saw a woman with her windows up. She had two masks on and little blue gloves. I was like, wow, you are extra safe. I mean, you're in the car by yourself with the windows up, with two masks on and gloves on. Can't even French it for a sister. Uh, every time I leave the house, I wear a mask. I'm completely wiggy about it. But yeah, you can't police everybody. You can't police everybody. And remember, everybody was running around. A lot of these cynical people were having it under their nose, right? Some had it under their chin. Yeah, if I have to put a mask on, but I'm not going to wear it, right? Some people kill people. 2 years on, their trials are coming up, and they look to do about 40 years over shit that now that they've had 2 years to think about it, you know, I'm pretty sure they want that day back. Especially that father who got into the woman who got into it with a grocery store lady, who then went to the car, and then her husband and her son came in there and shot the woman dead, right? Destroyed your whole family. as well as another family, and they didn't charge the mother, though they should have. And they did this in front of. She walked in with her and her 14-year-old, and then she went and got this guy and her 17-year-old son, and they killed this woman clerk, this black lady clerk. Right, just trying to. That's the kind of showy nonsense I'm talking about. That sounds like this Uber driver bullshit. I don't even have to. I'm gonna have to read it, aren't I? Words leading to you openly execute someone on the street like you saw too many movies. That's what it is. Showy bullshit. People get into a fight. There's a video of this people get into a fight. The woman who loses the fight jumps in the car, runs the girl who's won the fight over. Like, oh, yeah, I win. I guess I'll go home now and watch what? Jeopardy? What? You idiot? What? I mean, escalated shit. So, and like, I've always said, I'll take the black eye if I must. Right? But I'm not going to jail for killing you, and you are definitely not fucking killing me out here. Oh my gosh. All right. We've got under 20 minutes to go. Well, not really under 20 minutes. We've got 22 minutes to go. Uh, the official Steam Deck dock won't be available at launch. Why would I want the Steam Deck dock? Who plays Steam? Here's the thing. I guess gaming is gaming, but there's something about PC gaming, right? Like sitting at a couch is one thing versus sitting at a computer, and I can't really game in my living room anymore. I mean, I've done it. I don't right, but I don't like sitting here is different. It's, but some people don't make the distinction. Watch NYPD arrest Amazon union organizer at Silent Island warehouse. Why did they arrest a union organizer? Two Louisiana deputies face manslaughter charges in fatal shooting of unarmed man. Look, two black cops. All right, so here you go. Three men plead guilty to planning U.S. power grid attack driven by white supremacy. Should have fixed that problem 150 years ago. Georgia marks statewide Ahmaud Arbery Day to honor the slain jogger. That's the bullshit I'm talking about. He doesn't need to be honored. You just need to fix it so that don't happen. Um, what's up, Brian? How you doing? Happy Wednesday. Uh, yeah, you don't need to celebrate. And look, he wasn't a scientist who invented shit, right? I mean, it was a tragedy, but he was 22 and he was murdered. You don't need to celebrate his day. What you need to do is make sure it doesn't happen again. That's the pablum I'm talking about. I guess that is halftime. Is that halftime? An hour and 15 minute show. All right. If we did an additional 15 minutes, that would be an hour and a half. That would be a 45 minute show apiece. So hour 15 minutes would be halftime would be 40 minutes. Is that right? We're doing 75 minutes. Half of 75 minutes is not 40 minutes because that would be 80. So yeah, we're doing the math is killing me. Half of 45 is 23. So all right. So yeah. Good Lord. Why did I have to correct those numbers? You just told me that, didn't you? NYPD Mullins had a hearing. For what? Have you seen the clip I sent on Discord? No, I haven't. Wait, when did you send it? Yeah, I got to organize that Discord better. I almost had a beer yesterday. I mean, it's not like we have a don't drink policy, but I'm beginning to think we should make it official and have a don't drink policy. Um, it's good that I don't miss anything because I really don't miss whiskey. Oh boy, this thing is awesome. When it anyway, let's put that there. Oh yes, I think I did see it. I don't remember it. Do I want to get in the Discord right now and look at it? Yeah. It's funny. When I quit smoking, I missed smoking, right? I didn't quit smoking because I hated smoking. I really enjoyed smoking, but I quit smoking because I was like, I'm not giving these corporate assholes another nickel. They keep raising the price of these things, and it's killing me. I'm not gonna pay for the right to be murdered off. This is ridiculous. So just because of my own arrogance the way to smoking, I was like, I gotta quit. This is what happened. You want to hear a quick story? So I'm in a bar. I meet this guy. We're always sort of going back and forth, right? Naturally, we don't like each other. I mean, it had just happened. Some people hit it off immediately and like each other. Like me and my man Smooth Panic, we've been friends for 30 years. We hit it off immediately in a skate shop in Brooklyn 30 years ago. Been tight ever since. Just spoke to him like I speak to him every morning, quite frankly. Uh, I just sort of skip trains on my train of thought. Um, what the hell was I talking about? Oh my god. Anyway, somebody remind me. I miss bourbon. Yeah, I miss whiskey. I was talking about quitting smoking. Um, anyway, I enjoyed it, and I wanted to quit, and it was hard to quit, and I was having a 6 year struggle with quitting smoking, getting two weeks together, two like a month together, and I was just bad, and I couldn't quit. And then there was this guy, and we had a natural animosity toward it, not like physical violence, but if I say, "Man, it's a beautiful day," he'd go, "Man, it's all right." And if I go, "Man, what a maudlin day," he'd go, "It's a beautiful day." I go, "Man, what do you know about a beautiful day, you idiot?" So we were just having this conversation after pool. We were all, I'm really good at pool and I'm really good at darts, and he was really good too with these. Like we were like the anti of each other, because we are both bar people and like to be gregarious and talk to strangers and be ridiculous. We just didn't hit it off. Maybe we were pissing in each other's pond, kind of thing. But to sign this whole thing off, he was saying like, I was like, yeah, I'm trying to quit. He was like, oh yeah, I quit. Yeah, I quit like that. Wasn't a problem. And it just stuck in my craw. I was like, first of all, everybody struggles with quitting smoking. He's like, yeah, man, I just stopped. And I know a lot of people since he said that who was like, yeah, I just got sick of paying for it and I just quit. I just stopped. Some people have willpower like that. Some people don't get addicted like that. Some people don't feel the urge like other people feel it, right? And I was like, you just stopped. And like, yeah, and I'm just kind of gramps. So it played on my head. So I was like, this, if this piece of shit can quit smoking, I know I can. Oh, oh, fuck. And I tell you, within like 10 days, I had solved my problem. I had quit smoking. And that's one of those things that I hold up to me, open, looking in the mirror, saying it to myself. The arrogance of my ego to go, I know I'm smarter and better than that. And if that can do it, oh, I know I can do it. Right? That's like going, man, I can't run a marathon. That's ridiculous. It's if someone goes that you hate. Hi, ooh, can I eat this chalk? Yeah, yeah, you can eat the chalk, man. Get away from me. Well, I'll see you later. I gotta go run this marathon. I'm sorry, what? Yeah, this will be the third one I did this month. Bye. You're like, he he's running. Oh, fuck no. If he can do it, I definitely can do it. And then it's up to you to prove that you definitely can do it. Right? Is it hating if you do it? It's one thing not to like you, right? It's one thing to think that I'm better than you. But if I think that I'm better than you and I have caused, like, and I knew why I didn't like him, right? It's just, it wasn't like he wasn't mean to people and smack, right? Him and I just didn't see eye to eye. I like this. We knew the same people. They liked us both, right? But we just didn't see eye to eye. It happens, totally perfectly legit. But the idea that you were gonna have one thing over me, and that thing was quitting smoking, the thing that I've been trying to quit doing for 6 years. Oh, absolutely not. So yeah, I maintain that I like smoking, right? And I think it's the reason why when I quit, I never went back. And I can hang around you and 9 other people smoking in a tiny little booth, breathing it in like, oh, no, I won't be doing this, but like breathing it in, and not complain about it because it's not like it doesn't trigger any I need a cigarette vibes for me. I have had a craving, right? So like 12 years after I quit, I had a crave. No, not 12. Maybe like 6 years after I quit, I had a craving, and then like 13 years after I quit, I had a craving. And I think I had a craving. I want to say a year ago, just kind of like it was sort of like a whisper of like, oh, cigarette. I was like, oh, was that a crave? What was it? It was so. But I don't think it was like a calling to it. I just think it was like sort of like a memory issue of it that just like you may be hanging out and all of a sudden you smell pancakes your grandma used to make or something like that that reminds you of something. I think it was something like that. But yeah, you know. And now that I'm just kind of like somewhere around December, what do we call them? December 10th, somewhere around there. I was like, man, I don't even know if I even want to do this anymore with this drinking. We'll suss it out. And that was the last time I had a drink was on stream. And that was early December. And then we just rolled through the new year, and I was like, maybe I'll keep this as my New Year's resolution. I'm sort of proud of it, but I feel like it's a cheat because it's not like I'm trying to quit drinking. And I'm trying to come up with the rules. What's the rules? If I can I drink at a barbecue or a wedding, right? Yeah, I'm not quitting drinking because I'm an alcoholic, but do I even want to fuck with it? I'm beginning to think of it like tobacco, but I'm also like some of the best times a glass of a cigar and a glass of whiskey talking shit with the guys. Every now and then you get a girl who's in there sipping whiskey and talking shit with you. And you're like, look at this. I love her. Right? All those nice little energies. I'm not going to taint them by saying any of them were bad or anything. But I don't know. I think I may take like the year off or something like that. Or at least half the year. I think the whole year. It'll probably be the whole year. And do something else with my time. But oddly enough, I've been doing a lot of sleeping. Um, and I think I'm just beginning to lose all the alcohol weight. I figured it would fall off in 6 weeks or 2 months, and right on time, I'm slowly beginning to drop the weight. Um, and it's all sugar weight, uh, which is weird because it's not water weight because alcohol is a diuretic. So all the excess sugar will just fall off you, and then all the sugar that I have in my system will be from the amount of coffee that I drink. I must have like freaking a pot of coffee a day now. All the room that I moved out whiskey out of is now being filled up by coffee, which is bad. I gave up coffee for 5 years, so now I'm like, oh man, I got to give up coffee. Move to tea. I don't know. My whole life is a mess. We'll figure it out. Um, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? All right. So the big thing today, and I still have to come up with a way to number these shows. I haven't forgotten about that. But instead, I've been doing music shit. Well, that today, 12 bar blues. There is a ton of stuff in this book now. Am I at the? This is the halfway point of this book. I mean, I've got stuff in the back of the book too, but I mean, but yeah, this is the halfway point of the book. I wrote this today. 12 bar blues. Well, not that. That's song stuff, but yeah. 1415 14154. Either one or the turnaround, right? So what's my turnaround? That's what I don't know. And there's a pop song formula. Intro 4 bars, verse is 16 bars, really? 16 bars. Pre is 4 bars. Pre chorus. Pre-chorus is 4 bars. The chorus is 8 bars. The second verse is 8 bars. The pre-chorus is 4 bars. The chorus is 8 bars. There's a bridge, which is 8 bars. Then there's a chorus, which is 8 bars. Then there's an outro, which is 8 bars. That's a little more complicated. The other song one that I have is like by traditional songwriters, which is AABA, or you know. So I mean, I haven't written a song yet. I'm just you know, I'm just looking, like walking on a lot for. Hi, sir, can I interest you in a song? I'm just looking. Maybe you'd like to write a love song. I don't know. I'm just kind of looking. Well, we do have like upbeat pop and tempo songs too. Yeah, maybe a ballad for your mom. Ooh, really? Yes, come right over here, sir. We have this array of minor notes for sad songs that we can get you into at a reasonable price. Oh my gosh! All right, that is it for me. We got 8 minutes. Should we? Look, we don't like to waste the and try and hit a mark just to hit a mark. But do we have anything in 8 minutes? I feel like it's Friday, Saturday. I really do. I know it's Wednesday. My whole week is fucked up. I'm all janky. Um, blah, blah, blah. Plus, I've been keeping weird sleep hours. Like I said, I fell asleep yesterday at 6:30. Got up at 1, played like 4 hours of a video game. Uh, so yeah, video game is important to me. It clears my head. But running used to be important to me, and that cleared my head. We have to somehow get a push-up regimen in here, a piano instructor in here. Um, Start running again 3 days a week, 3 miles a day, just to begin for like the first 2 months before we start running 3 miles a day every day like we used to. But that was 10 years ago. And we took one day off. Uh, no, we could start running every other day. Spring is coming, right? Baseball season won't be baseball, which classic bull. Excuse me. See, I'm also trying to stop cursing, but that's classic trash. That there won't be baseball. Um, Global pandemic. There should be as little upset as possible, right? But everybody's like, "Oh, now's our time to gouge the system and make some money." Shows where everybody is. All this stuff should be frozen, and then after this pandemic, it look like I don't know when that's gonna end, right? Then you go, wow, you get all this good, uh, what is it? Good energy, good. I don't, um, wow. Well, we know you guys want the players want to strike, but you didn't during this pandemic. Me and Congress, and are totally on your side. We feel you, and we're gonna lean on the owners to be a little more right by you because they kept the doors open, right? But no, you just be like, sucker. We don't have to do anything. All right, really? If this is it, I really do think America has a scorched earth policy on fucking everything, and it shouldn't. You know, and I base that on the idea that wearing a mask, people lost their shit and wanted to go to war with you, not them wearing a mask. You're mad at him because he wants to wear a mask. What? This is this is where we fucking are. That makes sense. I think you spelled O'Neill wrong. Is there one L? Um, wow, there's a name I haven't heard in a while. Paul O'Neill. Yeah, his. Well, I think I might be biased because I can't say I grew up in a golden age of Yankeedom. They've been sort of a golden team for a while now. But yeah, I mean, I was a Mets fan because the Yankees were always winning, and it was sort of boring to root for the. I'm sort of a contrarian. Oh, I almost dropped my phone. I'm sort of a contrarian. Um, but yeah, man, the Giants, the Yankees were just killer at it. They were just giants of it. There's a name I almost know. Oscar Gamble. I remember that because of the last name. I have a thing about interesting last names. I do know this. All right. Oh my goodness. 200 home runs. Runs batting average 666. That's a pretty good batting average. Bucky Dent. All these guys that you grow up with, then they begin to pass away and you begin to realize that you're not a boy anymore and that all your heroes are old, right? I mean, not the Rolling Stones, the like Bruce Springsteen, not even so much even Bruce Springsteen. Um Bob Dylan's whole thing was sort of like hippie flower child, the answer my friend's blown in the wind, right? And then you sell your whole catalog to like a giant conglomerate. Uh Born in the USA and working man and all this stuff, and then you sell your like Bruce Springsteen, you sell your thing to a giant conglomerate. It's like if you were just in here to make pop music and then you did that, I would totally get it. So who's a pop star who makes pop? Madonna. Madonna never right. I would totally get it. But if you're out here making, I guess the bullshit is just the bullshit. Oh my gosh. Oscar Gannibal, power hitter with prodigious hair, dies at 68. A power hitter for nearly 2 decades in the major leagues, who was instantly recognizable by his 1970 impressive throw. Woo! Oscar Gamble, baby. Woo! Oh man. Oh my God. There's T-shirts of it. I may have to get a T-shirt. Are you serious right now? They don't think it'd be like it is, but it do. They don't think it'd be like it is, but it do. Butter and bacon. Oh my gosh. Oscar Gamble tank top. They don't think it be like it is, but it do. Like we used to say as a kid, sometimes it bees like that. What is this one? Same company. All right. Oscar Gamble, Ritzy, Oscar Gamble. $26 for a T-shirt. Oh, this is him after the haircut. He's got a tan line across his brow, his dome piece. That happens when you just recently shave your head and you haven't been out in the sun. I know, I see what you did. Somebody was like, hey, how about we do an expose on you tomorrow? Not tomorrow, but let's say next week. You go, oh, yeah, okay. Then you got to get shit together. Oh, I forgot to get a haircut. Let me go run out. And then you shave your head and you get it's like when you see somebody in a crisp white shirt, but there's crease lines in it. So, they just took it out of the thing and they didn't like run an iron over it to take off that mid crease. And the one that's always in the sleeve. Come on, y'all observe it. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And that's easy to get out with like hot steam. Knock it out 5 minutes. When I was in high school, we used to iron everything. Like you could not be. Now I just throw on a t-shirt and blue jeans and keep it moving. But we used to clean our shoelaces and then iron them out, and the shoes was always straight, flat, and spotless. And then we stopped wearing shoelaces just about the time. Look, when I was a kid, sneaker culture. When I was a kid, everybody wore Pro Keds and Converse, and somewhere around the sixth grade, somebody showed up in school with a pair of suede Pumas, and that was it. Everybody was like, "Ooh!" It was like you ever see the movie? What's that movie? Uh, what's the movie with? Now I forgot the actor's name. Paul Newman. You know, it's for kids. What's the name of the movie? Wow. Where this guy he goes from the mailroom to the CEO ship of this company that Paul Newman is trying to tank, right? It's the Coen brothers. It's such a great movie. And the woman in it, oh my god, I know everybody's name, but for some reason, what is his name? He was in Eric the Viking, Eric the Red, Eric Tim. His name is Tim. Oh, Eric the Red. What's his name? Eric the Red. Eric the Red. No, then it wasn't him. It was Eric the something. Eric the Viking. Eric the Red. Eric Blood. I know. What is his name? God dang it. Tim. Hold on. That movie's on cable right now. It's something the Viking. Eric the Viking? I just looked up Eric the Viking, right? Eric the Viking. I think I looked up Eric the Red. Yeah, Eric the Viking. Eric the Viking. Wow, it's amazing that the lead star of Tim Robbins. All right, so Tim Robbins. Tim Robbins movie. Okay, that's not it. Hudsucker. Right. So I can't even play you the trailer. So Hudsucker is essentially this guy from the mailroom is promoted to run the company in a plot to tank the stock so they can sell the company. So Paul Newman can then buy the stock at this floor price. So him and the board are conspiring to do this. I'm gonna tell you how it ends. But there's a scene where uh, there's a frisbee, and it's marked like 99 cents, and they're like it's gonna be all the rage, and they spend all this money on R&D. You got to see the movie. That's a great movie. I may watch it tonight. R&D. The thing about moving this over, we can have watch parties, which is gonna be awesome. Uh, so they get all this stuff and they put up flyers and they send it to the toy company. It's set in the 1950s, and you see a poster, and it's got 99 cent, and everybody's just ignoring it. And like one kid's playing with a stick, uh, and his I guess his wheel or something rolls down the street. He goes to chase it and sees like a frisbee, or not a frisbee, a hula hoop. It was what it was, and he sees it, and like it's like 10 cent because it's been marked out because nobody's buying it. And the toy store owner throws one away, and it rolls down the street, and the boy finds it, uh, picks it up, starts hoolering with it. All the kids come out of school, they stop, they see this kid with this new thing hoolering. The next second, there's a stampede of kids to this store, and then it's like 5 cents, and then there's a slashed out 5 cents, it says 10 cent, then it's slashed out 20 cents, then that's like then it's slashed out what it was the original 99 cent. Now it says $2. Uh, it's a really interesting kind of visual for film storytelling, like how like nobody wanted it was like 99 cent, 89 cent, 50 cent, 30 cent, 5 cent, and then all of a sudden it was like 10 to 25, $2. But it was just it's the idea that when that kid walked into our school with those sweet like and back then they were like tied tight. He didn't have like cool laces, but we all were just kind of like how ma I had to have it. And that started off the gotta dress cool, gotta wear this, I gotta look like that. My gotta have the fat laces, gotta. I mean, summer in New York, I only wore Timbs unless I was jogging, and they were never tied, right? But I always went with two pair of socks. They were tight right around the ankle, but the top was flared out with the tongue out because that's the way you wore 'em. Uh, Tight enough that if I had a fight, they wouldn't come off my feet. I see a lot of guys like saggy pants and loose shoes. I used to catch those guys all the time. I'm like, you can't run and hold your pants up. It's not the way running works. You can't run because then your pants will slip down. That's not. And then you're running, you take a corner and you lose a shoe. What is going on with these people? Fashion over function is not the mode. Um, but yeah, it's called the Hudsucker Proxy, and it is awesome. I'm a huge fan of Tim Robbins. Tim Robbins is friggin' awesome. All right, that is it for us. What is Tim Robbins' real name? I mean, Timothy Francis. That makes sense. Uh, yeah, we're huge fans of Tim. If we can call him that. Uh, all right, that's it for me. I'm out. Gonna play some guitar. I'm gonna get something to eat. Then I'm gonna slide into Lord and clean the clock of these people. We're gonna start streaming that. I think that's gonna be the game we stream because I'm beginning to get the hang of it and know the lay of the land. Uh, and when we play it, we're gonna play it in character because I like to. So you may hear some racist stuff about me, a Valandian, what I say about the Empire. So don't go crying to the Empire. All right, what I think about the Kuzites because come on now, we are Valandian. Come on. First of all, the emperor stole that land, and we're going to reunite it. Yeah, so it's going to be fun. I'm, I think I'm going to throw on like a robe or something to be part of and then we're just going to be like, ugh, and then we're gonna execute all of them, executing all the lords, because they are pretenders to the throne and they are nothing but problems. They were disloyal to Valandians, and the true leader. Well, I'll get into all this when we start streaming the game. Yeah, so this is it for us. It's going to be super fun. And while we do play those games, we're still going to talk politics. It's going to be a semi-meta game where we're going to be role playing, but then we can pop out when we want, as if someone's got a crystal ball of this is what's going on in the modern world. What do people of your age think about it? Kind of stuff. It's going to be awesome. All right, that is it for us. Let's put this here. Let's look at the time. It is 8 o'clock. This is the time most people start streaming, right? Because what time is it in England? It's like 10. They would watch, right? Is it 10 here? It was 4 at 11. So maybe it's not. Maybe it's, ooh, it might be, it's 8. It might be 11. What time is it in London?
In London, England, it's 1:04 a.m.
It's 1. Okay, super wrong. All right, so yeah, so you should, yeah. We'll figure it out. All right, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, men and women, we will see you in the next one. The next one is tomorrow, which is Thursday. Sometimes I take Thursdays off, but I took Monday off, Tuesday off. I took Tuesday off, so I will be back here tomorrow. We'll all generally take one day a week off. We'll be back here tomorrow. 6:30, 7ish. We're going back to 6:30. I'm like, come on, get no more loose time zones like that. We're gonna do the thing. We're gonna do the thing we're here to do because only we can do it. So let's do it. See you in the next one. Next one's tomorrow. Be here, uh, and be cool with like the rest of us kids. Peace out.